but why was I personally being targeted on this? And I have some ideas. I have some thoughts. I don't want to get into it too much because I don't want to incorrectly speak about something. I don't want to be wrong about something and spread rumors. So I'm going to just stay the course. But this is where you need to find me. If you're watching this on YouTube, I probably can't speak as freely as I want to on here either, to be honest with you. It's all of these platforms have different rules and community guidelines that we have to abide by. And it's oftentimes difficult to figure out what those rules and guidelines are if you get deplatformed without anyone telling you specifically what guidelines you broke or that the AI bots think you broke. So all that to say, I highly encourage you to get on my email list. If you're not on my email list, that's the one place that I own. I own that platform. I can speak freely there. Get on my email list. I'll keep you abreast of what's going on there. I will do my best to keep you abreast of what's going on the podcast. So far as if you're watching this on YouTube, we edit this stuff pretty heavily to, be okay for this platform. So the podcast itself stays true. The audio version that you listen to on, I don't know where you're listening to this, but that stays true. The video version gets edited often. So if you are a listener of the show on YouTube, you might want to go check out the audible version or audio version, I should say, because that's the part that's much less edited. And not in all cases, just, if we're being super transparent, that we try to keep that audio a little more clear. And I'll just edit that part out. That probably doesn't make sense because I guess you guys do edit it down for Spotify and YouTube. So never mind. Take the whole part out. Anyway, get on my email list. You can find it at drtina.com. There's a couple freebies there. You can grab my Assess Your Metabolic Health, which I think you should all check out. That is literally the international diagnostic guidelines for metabolic syndrome. So you can download that. You can take it to your doctor and have a conversation with them. You can probably assess yourself from home if you have some recent lab work and a measuring tape and a blood pressure cuff, or what your blood pressure normally runs. You can check out your own metabolic health right then and there, and then take that download and take it to your doctor and have a conversation. I have my Ozempic Uncovered 4-part video series that you can listen to, where I just educate you about some of the data you're probably not hearing about these peptides and all of the awesome ways that I think that they are have potential to be utilized, which is very exciting. And those are the main things. Or you can just click on the contact us, and there is a place where you can either, if you want to request me to be on your podcast, you can fill it out there. If you are interested to hear what I've got coming down the chute, I spent years, almost a decade, coaching doctors in marketing and online marketing, and I will take you through how I go about this whole machine that you see, because there's a lot more to this. I'm not just an Instagram influencer, and I don't just have a YouTube, or I don't just have a podcast. I have an email list, and I know how to use it, because that's the one place where we can communicate with people. I see a lot of influencers just growing their Instagram, and they are not diversified, or maybe they have other platforms as well, but they don't have an email list. And truthfully, if I didn't have an email list and I didn't have this podcast, I would have been terrified when that Instagram went down. But I was like, okay, I'll reroute because I have other assets. I have other ways to reach my audience. And that email list, again, is that one place that is not censorable. And it is my true, it's like direct to you. I can email you guys and tell you what's going on, which I was able to do during the course of I think it was 11 days that it was down. I don't know what happened. I will say I reached out to my mother-in-law, who I swear has a direct link to God. That woman knows how to pray. And I asked her to please bring it to her church community and to just pray for my safety and well-being, because I didn't know what was going on. And I was a little bit concerned. A couple of things happened that made me suspect that this was a real targeting situation. And I was just concerned. And so she prayed. And while she prayed, I called in every favor I had to anybody who might know someone to just, again, more than anything, I was just interested in having a conversation with somebody who could tell me what the heck was going on, because I just didn't know. I still would like to know what happened. I don't know. About 10 or 11 days in, my Instagram came back up. I got an email that said we made a mistake and you did not break these community guidelines and you can have your account back, which I am grateful for. I lost a lot of hair during that 10 days. No joke. My hair's still falling out. I took a shower last night and there was just clumps of hair in the drain from all the stress. So it's just insane that this can happen, right? And the injustice that you feel of it is overwhelming. And I know a lot of you were pissed too. A lot of you reached out to me and were just fired up. And a lot of you I know reached out in any way you could and shared that you felt that this account had been taken down unfairly. And I appreciate every single one of you. You guys rushed over to my Dr. Tina Show account and I think I grew by like 10,000 pretty quickly there as well. You guys rushed onto my email list. It really, thank you. Like it really shows me that you guys were interested in staying in touch with me and hearing from me and hearing the truth as I know it being shared with you. So I really appreciate that. But yeah, any of these platforms can go down at any time. I still don't know what I did. I do think though that there's some conversation around GLP-1s that I'm not going to be having anymore on these platforms. And so I'm glad that you guys were able to get the information you've gotten that way. From now on, it's going to be probably some content inside my email list. And then more importantly, inside my course, you know, the paid program I have is beefy and awesome. And it is nearly complete. And people are really giving me some great feedback about it. They are finding it to be incredibly informative. It is designed for clinicians and healthcare professionals, but as of now, I'm letting the general public in. We are talking about changing that though in the near future. So, and I don't know. I mean, we're looking at everything. We're trying to keep me safe at the end of the day. So we might close that up to the general public and just make it for practitioners only. And then launch a secondary program, which won't be nearly as beefy. So if you are interested or you've been on the fence, and I'm not saying this as a sales spiel, but if you've been on the fence to buy this, I highly encourage you to do it because the price will be going up and we will very likely be converting it to a practitioners only program. So if you've been interested and you want to know the comprehensive approach that I take to optimizing a patient's metabolic health, and really understanding why I think it's imperative, especially as we age, that we consider bioidentical hormone replacement and how I utilize different peptides more than just the one. There's discussion of others in there as well. And, you know, really how I look at a patient comprehensively and I bring them back to the homeostasis of metabolic health, which is, I think at the end of the day, our only real defense against anything that's coming, right, is our health. And how do we keep that optimized?